you go. We're all ready.
Your room, I'll show you a picture.
Look at
Are we ready?
Pitch black. Pitch black. And I'm like, I saw a couple dots like minutes afterwards.
What was pitch black?
Alice took a picture of Luis and I in the room.
Here, we'll do it this way. I'll take a picture of her. Here we go.
Sit down there.
So many cheese.
Lori's.
It's like plantation.
Let's go a little bit more.
Let's cut a little more. There we go. Where are you? There you are.
Okay, blind the camera there. Ready?
All right. Cheese.
All right.
Here we go.
I got money.
Boy, that'll be there for a couple hours. A little blue.
Oh, the
There's a spot in the lens.
Yeah, make sure. What?
Oh, a secret door?
You need to fit that door. Yeah. Ooh, flashlight.
There she is. Hi, dude.
Now we find out we could have brought them here.
Well, I have mine.
Well, I'll take
Oh, that's good. You can
How much roll you got?
I got 2 rolls.
Oh, wow. There's the first sight of it. Where's the... Oh, I'm looking. Look up here.
The yellow one.
He's going to be one of my new tour guides, and we're hoping that you guys enjoy it. If you feel that anything could have been better or changed, done a little bit differently, please let us know so that we can learn from our mistakes. Okay? First off, what we're going to do is we're going to explain a little bit about the building to you. We're going to explain to you how they built it. We're going to explain why they chose the scenes they did and why they installed them in the places they did. We're going to explain how the operation works, and we're going to show you how we evacuate the building in just a real short term. Okay? Try to remember everything this information we give you. Everybody that trained here has to memorize this stuff within 4 days. Just recently it was upgraded to 5th day, but the first day is kind of like an Epcot day where you get to play. So this is stuff that is memorized by everybody. And this is one of our training manuals right here. So,
Yay!
okay.
Yeah, isn't it?
First, this is the load area. Okay, we have 3 people that usually stand on the turntable here walking. The first one's here asking how many. This one makes sure they get into the car before they get around to this point where the doors close. Okay, and they have to be in the car before that time. It takes 20 seconds for that to occur. So it happens rather quickly, and they have to be in the car. Otherwise, we can emergency stop the ride. To do that, we can do different ways. We use the e-stop mushroom button, the mechanical button on the consoles. There's one here and one on the unload area. We can hit the e-stops here, which are remote-controlled hand packs. These are red buttons. They e-stop the ride immediately. The yellow button slow speeds it in case we have a guest that's a little bit slower than normal, and we can get them in before the doors close.
I need one.
Put that cool in, so I know it's you.
There you go. It's a Halloween show. Oh, well, we got our own.
Big ones are not working. Spaceship Earth. It's 180 feet high, okay, and it's 165 feet in diameter. The reason for that it is a round building, okay. The reason for that is it's 15 feet off the ground down here. Okay, so it's still 165 feet all the way around, just 15 feet off the ground. That's why it's 180 instead of 165 feet tall. There's approximately 11,324 triangles on a ball. We get asked that a lot. 11,320.
Just remember that.
They're made of Alucobond panels. Alucobond is 2 types of aluminum sandwiched over plastic, okay, it's waterproof. What happens is when it rains, we don't get rained on down here, okay, it percolates in between the panels. The ball itself on the inside of the panels is covered by neoprene rubber. All right, the water cascades down the side of the ball to the equator where there's a gutter system that surrounds the building. And it's taken into the gutters, taken inside the ball, down underground, and it's taken back to the lake out back, the World Showcase Lagoon. That's what replenishes the water in the World Showcase Lagoon. So we don't get rained on underneath the ball. We can still have a full queue area down here, and nobody will get wet, unless the wind blows.
And that it does.
That's another story.
Ponchos, anyone?
Down there in the queue area is known as the wind tunnel. Reason being is the Spaceship Earth is designed to bring all 18 stories of air underneath the ball, so there's no pressure created against the side of the building. It's designed that way. Okay? So, we're going to cross the track. I'll be stopping occasionally every now and then to show you different things about the building and everything. There's 33 show scenes throughout the ride. You have to memorize them if you're training. Okay, the first show scene would be the entrance mural out here. This is the load area. It's also a show scene because this is supposed to look like a time generator. Okay? This is what's going to send you back in time. And I wonder who created the storyline for Spaceship Earth. Ray Bradbury, the sci-fi author. Disney went to him long before Epcot was being built. And they said, we'd like you to create an attraction for us in the front entrance. We want it to be grand. We want it to be big. So that people have to pass under it to get into Epcot Center. So, he said, okay, well, let me think about it. He come back with this time machine theory. We can show them all about communication, starting in the past, going into the future. So, next step Disney did was they took that idea and they went to all kinds of scientists in California, and the University of California and a couple other universities, and they said, make us a timeline of significant events through communication history and ideas for the future. So they did that. They came back with Disney. Disney had to research these significant events, and they came up with what they put in the show scenes now. Recently, we just had a rehab, so that things have been changed even more. The old narrator was Walter Cronkite. We now have a new one. It's Jeremy Irons. Does the scarring voice in The Lion King. Okay? Not as popular as what the other. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cross the track here. Everybody please use your flashlights when needed. And watch the step on the stairs. Yes, please stay together. Yeah, just move aside.
Say what?
Follow me.
As close as possible to it. Reason being, maintenance is working on the ride 24 hours a day. They may stop and start the ride, and they're going to let me know that, so I'm going to have to let you guys know that. So everybody please stay close to me. Don't waddle or hang behind. I'm going to stop every now and then. Feel free to take pictures if you wish.
Yeah. Hi-ho, hi-ho, huh?
Kind of looks like one of the winery or something.
Yeah, stop here. Picture time. Okay, Brady, bite your face. Hi.
That's before 5,000 steps.
Yeah, that's step number 6.
Man, steep incline.
All these platforms are kind of fooling, aren't they?
See all these walls?
Huh?
We're not able to see all the walls.
No, not with the lights on. I'm kind of glad that they have the lights on. Kind of scary.
It's real high-class stuff here, isn't it?
It looks like Backstage at the Kingdom. Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Oh, the railings, boy, I feel good.
I never counted it.
How many stairs so far? How many?
Are we counting?
I don't care. Looks like paper mache.
Yeah.
Finally.
Maybe we could set off the sensor or something with some voices.
Squeak, squeak, squeak here. Is that maintenance man?
Oh, look, mate.
Everybody move forward just a little bit right here so we can get everybody up here on this one level here. Brian, if you're back there, show me the orange cone there.
Right, or cone.
There we go. This is our next show scene. It's called Mammoth Caveman. Basically, this starts our first form of communication as well. The scrim, which is the transparent screen behind you right there, that's where they're fighting a big mammoth. Okay, they're going to scare him away with fire. So in the next scene right here, in the caveman scene, they're telling the story. The shaman up there is telling the story of them doing that act right there. And the second form of communication is being painted on the walls with pictograms. What they use, they hand-painted stories on the walls there. So we've got 2 forms of communication, storytelling and pictograms, which are painted on the walls here. We've got some replicated items in here that, the skulls right here, we've got a saber-toothed tiger, we've got 2 dire wolves, We've got a cave bear, and then over here we have a lion. So throughout the ride, I'm going to be pointing out replicated items, also authentic items. We have a lot of authentic items on the ride here as well. We have one true hidden Mickey. I'm going to show that to you. We have two hidden Mickeys that were added during the rehab, which we really don't consider hidden Mickeys, but we'll show them to you anyway. We do have Mickey on them. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next show scene here.
That was their name.
What is it? Real sand?
Plastic.
Plastic sand?
Plastic too, yeah.
Hey, you're at Disney World.
Everybody try to bring it on around here.
They don't bring real concrete this way?
Right there. Here we go. Get everybody up here.
Oh, the Pharaoh guy.
Uncle, you stand in the sand?
Okay, now this is our Egyptian heretic writings. Okay, the Egyptians created two more forms of communication. One being hieroglyphs, which mean ancient carvings or sacred carvings. Okay, those were carved into the walls of public buildings and very formal type buildings. But to make it easier for communication, what they did was they invented heretic writing, which is a cursive form of hieroglyphs. Okay, and they used that heretic writing on the first paper that was invented, papyrus. That's those weeds right there. You see them growing in front of the Universe of Energy in the pools over there. Had people from the Universe of Energy that didn't know what it was. That's what papyrus looks like. They pounded it back there. Okay, our next show scene here is the Phoenician scene. The Phoenicians were thought to have invented the first common alphabet. Alright, called the phonetic alphabet. Alright? Here they're speaking of trading goods across the Mediterranean. Okay? With all of the languages here, they are replicated languages or what the scientists believe to have been spoken during that time period. Since some of these things are so ancient that we don't really know, this is as much Okay, everybody go ahead and step on up here for me. Let's move it right on up here so I don't have to scream and yell and lose my voice. Now this show scene is the Greek theater. Okay, they're actually playing out Oedipus Rex by Sophocles. Okay, that's King Oedipus standing right there, and this is Tiresias, the blind prophet, kneeling. That's another actor in the background right there. The reason we have this show scene is because the Greeks, they used a lot of plays to communicate. It had a lot to do with the way they lived and different things like that. So they used plays as communication a lot. This right here, audio animatronic, he has more moves, the most moves of any audio animatronic in Spaceship Earth right here. Occasionally you'll hear guests complaining about oil leaks or something dripping on them. When he gets an oil leak, it slides down his wrist right there and he throws his arms out and it just lands on everybody in the car. We have to kind of watch him rather closely. Occasionally we'll have a person get on the ride and ride through just to check to make sure that everything is working correctly. We call it in. We feel like this, we own it. So we make sure that everything's working properly, and we're always calling maintenance, and they're just right on this job. They're running up here fixing everything that they can fix without the guests being seen most of the time.
Is his hand not supposed to show?
Which one? No, actually, they'll fix that tonight. We have people that come in and fix the wigs and clean the clothes and stuff like that every night. Every night, the custodial comes through, maintenance comes through. This place is constantly being worked on at night. Okay. Next show scene is Roman roads. Okay, we're going to move on up to that.
Yeah. I was wondering who dressed this up for.
Yeah.
Back up a second. Okay, ready? Okay. Don't forget, I'm going to violin.
Okay, now this is Roman roads right here. You guys noticed on the wall back there underneath the statue right there, it looks like a tablet. It's written in Latin. That's the first table of 12 of Roman law. Okay, it explains what they need to do to take someone to court. And their court system is just as screwed up. I have translation of everything in here. And trust me, Simpson trial had nothing over They had to pick them up. They actually had to pick people up in carriages, all right? And if they were injured or if they were uncomfortable in riding in carriages, they had to supply them with fluffy pillows, as many as this person wanted to get them to court. So that's exactly what that was saying right there in translation. Now the statue right there is a statue of Augustus. He was the first Roman emperor. So we felt that was necessary to put that statue in right there. Roman roads right here. The reason we have this show scene at Epcot Center, everything is done in chronological order right here. Remember we started with Caveman, we're going to go all the way into the future. The reason we have Roman roads is because the Romans created over 53,000 miles of roads and networks. So it made it a whole lot easier to communicate across the lands and across the countries and things like that. Now here, the Roman senator right here is handing a communique to a centurion for delivery. One that we had was in the star field before you go into the vortex load area. If you look up into the two glass fields where you can see the stars, that used to be a hidden Mickey in there. It used to have the shape of the Mickey ears in it, but they messed it up when they did the remap. They didn't know it was there, and they kind of messed it up when they cleaned it. So we don't have that one anymore. But we're going to show you an even better one.
Okay. The horses.
Yeah, the horses. And the horses look real here, don't they? If you were to go on the back side right here, look at them, the whole back side is open. You can see the audio animatronics on the inside. So we only put what the eye can see to the guests. Any more than that, they really don't worry about it. Because the guests obviously can't see it.
Why not let us back there?
Move on up to the next show scene. Everybody move right up here for me.
What's in there?
A fan.
A man?
A fan.
A fan.
Lose my voice before the end of the thing.
Yeah, Matt knows all about this.
Okay, now this is burning Rome, or Rome burning. It's also called the Dark Ages. The reason it's called the Dark Ages is because during the wars, people turned those 53,000 miles of Roman roads against the Romans. So they invaded Rome using those same roads that the Romans built, which are also in existence today. So you can actually see the same roads in existence. This simulates burning Rome. Okay, on the walls right here, this is supposed to simulate Pompeii. These are exact replicas of the graffiti found on the walls in Pompeii when it was excavated. Remember, Pompeii was buried by Mount Vesuvius. So they actually found people laying just the way they were with Rome. This is this right here graffiti. We have the translations to that. Mostly speaks about love. Whosoever shall love shall die forever, and this and that. So, and there's actually a name that's printed on the wall here. I just don't remember the name offhand, but we'll remember it next time, I promise. Yeah, the smellitizer cannon. It's called a smellitizer cannon. What happens to the hole in the wall back there behind you? That's where the scent comes out. There's liquid behind the wall right here. Liquid is dripped into a smellitizer cannon. It atomizes it, shoots it across the seam right here as a scent, and it sucks it in the exhaust right there. And if it's still lingering, it's sucked into the exhaust up here, so that it doesn't overpower the seams in front of or behind the show scene. So basically, it gives the smell of burning smoke. We've never had people complaining. A lot of them get off rather frantic, saying, "You've got something burning up there." If we have a new person on, they tend to freak out a little bit. But the biggest problems that we have are with the seeing eye dogs or the companion dogs. They're trained to alert to smoke. So we have to warn them every time they get on the ride that we do have a scene that's burning and it smells like burning Rome. So the dogs do alert to that. We have, I was telling the average, we'll have about 1 week. Sometimes more, sometimes less. On average, about 1 week. And we have to stop the ride and let them get on. The dogs are great. And of course, we're not allowed to touch them or interfere with them in any way because they are working. So we try to just act as if they're another person. Okay. We're going to move on to the next show scene.
Is everything missing like cement?
It's too cool. It's getting kind of warm in here, I think.
I know.
Oh, there's a crack.
It's a good photo opportunity if anybody wants to get in there while I'm talking and get pictures taken.
Get there, Valerie. Get in there, Valerie.
The only thing I ask is that you don't touch anything, don't disturb the carpets or anything like that. This is called the Jewish Islamic scene. Now this scene right here is a very important scene to us, and that is an elevator stop. That whole wall right there behind us slides open. Okay. The whole wall there slides open and reveals our freight elevator. This is where we take the wheelchairs that are in this area of the ball. We take them right up that and down the elevator to the exit. Of course, unless it was an emergency like a fire, then we'd have to take them all the way down the stairs. So it's a long way down. The Jewish Islamic show scene, the reason this one here is because they traded a lot of manuscripts. They traded manuscripts mostly about art and astronomy. And this gentleman standing right up here on the balcony is using a quadrant. That is a replicated item for this show scene. And a quadrant is a precursor to the sextant. So it's a 10th century star reading item. He's going to, once Brian figures out how to open the door, that's a push, Brian.
Oh, wow.
Yay! I forgot to introduce Brian. Brian here is our training coordinator for Future World Center. Future World Center includes Spaceship Earth and guest relations and the gift shops and everything in this area. That's the freight elevator right back there. Those big doors, one goes down, one goes up. You step inside and it closes back up again and takes you down or up.
Are you ever going to include like a ride on the elevator?
We normally would, but it's not
Floor feels funny, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's all hardwood. I mean, it's all
size of the ball.
Artificial.
But right now, this is the normal part of the yellow stage. So just
Well, Mark, do you?
Okay.
All the large hoses connected back here on valves?
Sorry?
All the large hoses connected on valves are
Yeah, those are for the audio animatronics. That's where our that's hydraulic fluid back there in those hydraulic hoses right there. It's for the audio animatronics. And the show is still going because I asked them to keep it going. Normally we turn it off and everything stops. So, but we're keeping it on because I'm going to take you into an audio room on the 40-foot level inside the ball. We're going to listen to all the show scenes. We're going to show you how we do that.
wow.
Okay. Like I said, this is the elevator right there. Those doors open up, yawn, and we're going to go up here. The next show scene is on your left. It's called Cathedral Abbey, also called
This is nice to look at. Just shake that.
There's also a hidden Mickey in there. Get there in just a moment.
Hidden Mickey. Okay, where is he?
Where is it? Hey,
Keep moving, move it, move it.
scoot down.
In front of me.
He's sleeping.
Videographer's
Yeah,
here.
please watch where you're going, Laura. You're making me really nervous.
She's going to step in a hole here.
Your foot in something. Oh, I have to get a picture up here.
Come on, Bobby, stop that thing.
Well, I can't get this guy over here.
Oh, all right.
You guys there?
Okay, now this is the Renaissance show scene. The reason we have Renaissance is because they used a lot of different various forms of art.
You need to get a picture of me up
Here
here
we
for the
see
girl.
this
Yeah.
mentor right here reading to his students. He's reading from a book called Virgil's Aeneid. It was a poem story that was 15 years in the making. Bobby. Okay, we're going to go on down once again. Step right now.
Oh, the thing is moving too.
By the way, this is the Guten Press. There's only 3 complete nice copies in existence. One of them being in the United States Library of Congress. And the page from the Gutenberg Bible that he's holding in his hand is a replicated page from that
Oh, Lord.
Bible that's located in the Library of Congress.
Oh.
The reason this show scene is here is because it was the first time anyone ever invented a movable type printing press. It allowed large amounts of material to be printed at one given time. He was the one responsible for it. Hidden Mickey is right here next door.
There's nothing electrical voltage going through here.
Is it old?
What are we doing here?
Step right on up here. Step on in. And he snores really loud. We had to turn the volume down.
Yeah, he
You don't
does.
hear him at all now.
Everybody just step right on up here, up the steps right there and on around.
Oh, I like that
I
book.
want to get everybody inside here. That book's what we're going to be looking at here in a moment. The Bible right there. Now, in the Cathedral Abbey right there, do we have anybody else other than Brian?
Where is it?
Well, that's so tiny. How would you ever see that
Now, this is
from
the
the right?
Cathedral Abbey. Okay, these 10th century Benedictine monks, they created illuminated manuscripts, which are books with various really nice paintings on each page. That's an illuminated manuscript. This one right here on the bidet or whatever you call it right there, on the stand, it's written in Latin. Within those words, you'll see the words Los Angeles, California, Walt Disney World. You'll see various names of engineers and architects that worked on the ride right here. And at the very bottom of the page right there in the corner, you're going to see a little hidden Mickey, a wizard Mickey. What? Little wizard Mickey. Everybody gets a chance to take a look at it there.
That's amazing.
Some of the other books located around here also contain names of people who painted and created things and stuff like that. Michael Graves is in the little book located over here on the desk. Michael
Mickey
Graves
Mouse
was the architect that
here.
helped work on the
Walt
structure
Disney
of the building.
here.
He also designed
Mickey
this
Mouse.
one.
Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse.
Right, exactly.
Right here, Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney,
Well, for some of us, it's not helpful. Not
Maureen, Johnston, Mike.
Teeny tiny one, isn't
I
it?
know, Wizard Mickey.
Yeah, we just
Give me some light there, Dan.
No, I need it out the light.
studied a lot.
There you go. Looks like he's got on a dunce hat, doesn't
I
he?
know.
Now, it's possible that this is French. Oh, yes, because they translated stuff.
Excuse me, ladies.
So I don't know what French looks like, but
Sorry.
It's all right.
Y'all want your picture together? Together, yeah?
Yes, come on. Yeah, put there it goes.
because there's nothing under it.
Oh, good.
If we get a lot of us on it, we're going to be taking a real quick ride down the side of the ball. So we want to stick to the floor, okay? And we're going to go see the catwalk for Spaceship Earth. The inner ball of Spaceship Earth, okay, is the inner ball. We have the outer ball, okay, which are the alucobond tiles. Okay, there's 2 feet of space in between, and there's a catwalk that walks between it. So you can walk around the circumference of the Spaceship Earth right here along the equator. That's how they do the maintenance on the inside of the tiles right there. So we're going to see that. We're going to also see Orlando and Lake Buena Vista.
Are we at the equator now? Lamar,
Sorry?
are we at the equator now?
You're about at the 90-foot level right now. This is about 90 feet in the air. Halfway. Look down, watch your step.
What's that flashlight again?
Oh, I know that.
Ooh.
That's what it represents.
Bobby.
Bobby! He's so cute.
Few people at a time.
Okay.
We're gonna go for a ride.
Bobby, get a picture.
Bobby!
Bobby, get a picture of what?
Bobby, get a picture.
Turn around.
Wait.
Down a little bit more. Back a little bit more.
There's a hole back here,
Yeah, I
you know.
don't wanna.
Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Okay, now where are we not stepping?
Oh,
That's the guys on the
Oh, we can't avoid it.
Can we step on this?
once you shine a light in there, you see what's under there. Oh, that's the mechanics for those
Hydro or whatever.
hydro stuff, huh?
Usually I try to keep it to 10 because it's hard to speak over them. We're getting a PA system so that we can speak while we're walking. And my other tour guide called in tonight. So I'm doing both tours. Normally we break it down into 10 each, and the first group of 10 will go at 9:30 through the tour, and then 9:45, 15 minutes behind them, I'll take the second. So that we're 15 minutes apart. But this time we're just taking everybody together.
Now, would you bring the guests after hours?
Yes. Would be after, what we would do, probably with the guests, what we would do would be we would put the guests on the ride at 9 o'clock, so that they're the last guests on the ride. And then we would get off at 15 after, and the ride would be clear, we would stop it, and then we'd start the tour after that. So they get to see the ride before it closes, and then we'll walk lights.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, now this right here is known as the catwalk. Go out there, okay, because I don't want anybody falling down. Let me go take a picture. Step on down.
Can we look in?
Island of Orlando.
You look through the cracks right here, Orlando and Lake Buena Vista. Is it really? Down below us is the universe of energy.
Careful, that's
This is the east side of the ball. You're looking east.
Here, Dano.
Oh, I'll get down there.
Actually, you can see Orlando straight ahead.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
can't move. It's all right.
Downtown Orlando. Yeah, it's.
So it's just on that one.
I don't know what this is.
I'm gonna go this way. Is that okay?
If you guys don't mind some of the better pictures and stuff, if you'll send me a copy, because we're trying to have some brochures made up.
Yeah, I took down the
So if
side.
you guys have any good plus, I would like to have some for myself. If you guys don't mind. Some of the
Yeah, I'll bring you pictures if you'll give me another tour.
All right, no problem. So,
Cool.
We're in the picture, so we get to go through.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
but I guess, yes, Space Mountain is...
No, I need to call him and say, well, they're like, let me in. Oh, I'm kind of scared over here.
It's scary.
You too.
That wouldn't be open. It would be the company charging for it. Reservations, we take the reservations.
Don't step on the sheet metal, Dan.
Don't step on the sheet metal.
Sheet metal. What sheet metal?
You're standing on the sheet metal, Dan.
Is it sheet metal?
Wait, wait. Scoot over.
Don't step on the sheet metal.
Gives them a real good view. They learn something about communication.
I don't know.
The yes program,
Yeah.
they bring the people here all the time.
I'm going for my audition on February 1st for the Yes program. I'm going for my audition on February 1st.
Can I get a picture too?
To have the yes program crew here on the tour, they want to
Let's see.
because they do give us.
Yeah, I'll let you in here. Hang on.
Never realized there were so many holes in it.
I know.
Did you get a cool picture?
Anybody else that wants to take a look, go on down.
In there.
Up in the
Now,
air.
where's
Don't stand on those
where the water comes in and collects?
Okay, the gutter that's located on Spaceship Earth, the equator is just below us right here under the catwalk. If you were to look down, you would see the gutter. And the gutter, if it overflows, a lot of times a lot of the rainwater will overflow. And you have another gutter system just below that, so that it rings Spaceship Earth, and so if we get an overflow, that'll catch the excess. And if you can look out through the cracks, you're looking at the right. Universe of energy is below us. Lake Buena Vista is kind of
I don't think so.
Orlando.
Doesn't look like sheet metal to me.
No, if you follow the catwalk, it takes you around the
It's kind of like a corkscrew around.
Gutter's actually right above us right here.
Yeah, there's the equator's above. Yeah, equator's above us because we're at the 90-foot level, and so it's about right here. And then the second one's below us.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
So, but this is the wall of Spaceship Earth. All of the joints are just like this. The whole ball is built like this. Okay, the entire structure is one big ball, and the triangles are formed of these steel girders right here, and they're joined just like this. What they've done is they poured concrete for the floor. It's in a corkscrew shape. It starts on the ground floor. There's a big platform, a flat platform that sits on the 6 support legs, and the support legs sit on 107 pilings, which are big steel pipes driven 150 feet into the ground. They're filled with concrete, and that's what Spaceship Earth sits on top of. It's driven down to the bedrock, which is 150 feet down. And it sits on top of that. Okay, they put a steel platform, a flat platform on top of those legs. On top of that, we created a corkscrew of concrete, which is about 9 inches thick, and that's what you're standing on. So they built the walls as they poured the concrete. So no framing was needed on the outside to stand on or anything like that. They just built it as they went up in a corkscrew fashion.
But this is like all aluminum.
Yeah, those are Lucabons, 2 types of aluminum. It's supposed to be self-cleaning, and for the most part it is, but occasionally, once a year, they'll have to get out and hose it down. And they go through the hatch that Mickey went through and hose down the top and everything. Everybody get a chance to see it? Has everybody seen it back there in the back? Did you guys get a chance? Okay, well we're going to close the door here and go to the next show scene. Make sure I don't lock anybody out now.
Well, I think I'd find my way down the catwalk if I had to.
Some of our guests got a little rude surprise one night in the queue area down below us, right?
Garlic line. Would that be the one that's hissing and spitting?
Pretty close call, isn't it?
Yeah. Dirty back here.
That's paratrooping on there.
Okay. Is it really?
Jesus.
Yeah, have that goofy stuff on it.
Folks can go around that if you want.
Goodness.
He doesn't want to get on that
I didn't think that's the way we came in.
I have either too big of a chest or
What happened?
I wouldn't put 20 feet in the same time. One at a time's okay.
One at a time.
I do too.
He's still sleeping.
Sure.
I think every attraction should have something like this.
I know.
Show people the resorts, the food, the merchandise, things like that.
Yeah, no kidding.
There we go.
Bobby, come here. Give Tracy the camera. Let's take a picture.
It is hot.
It is getting warm in here, isn't it?
We'll do the next one.
Okay, almost halfway through.
Oh, yeah. Tour guide.
Watch yourself. Do we have to follow that?
So we have to be choosy with our next pictures.
He's going think, 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 think.
Oh. Yeah, Eric, make sure that door closes back there. Whenever we cross the track, we have to make sure that all the doors are closed, because when they get to a certain point on the ride, if the doors aren't closed before they rotate, it'll stop the ride and read out downstairs on that computer. And the reason for that is, on the load side of the cars right here, we have a fin that's attached to the back of the door. And when the doors are open in the load area, that fin covers the space between the cars, because we used to have the guests stepping into the track. So we added that to prevent that. And if those doors are open, that fin's hanging out, and when it rotates, it rips the door off, or it would do some damage. So we have sensors up there that detect that and prevents that.
Do you have intrusion mats on this side?
We don't have them yet. They're going through the legal department right now, and it's possible we'll get intrusion mats just like Haunted Mansion put in, so that we can follow the little red lights as the person runs up to the ride. And we do have that a lot. They will jump out of the ride. We used to have, when we first opened in '82, I've been here with the attraction since a month before the attraction opened. We did testing and adjusting with the Imagineers. And we used to have positions behind the scenes right here where we had to watch the ride and listen for mechanical sounds. Because if anybody was here then, you'll know that we were closed more than we were open. But people will jump off the ride and they will run all the way up to the top. And they'll play with the audio animatronics and they'll play with different things and jump back in the car and stuff like that. And that's where our accidents occur, is them jumping out. And we don't know it until they come around to the unload area. Or we see the blood inside the car. But yeah, we have that a lot. So now they're looking at intrusion mats being placed in, and what, 14 years later?
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully get to see them. Okay, the next show scene is the Sistine ceiling.
This is where I want my picture taken.
We can't get up there with them though.
Oh, boo.
Okay, the Sistine ceiling right here. Now, Michelangelo has painted this ceiling, but the person who painted the ceiling right here in actuality was an Imagineer. It was set on its side, and he hand painted the whole entire thing.
Whoa.
I think he did a very good job.
Yeah.
We're going to move on up. The next show scene is the steam press. The steam press actually begins the age of invention. This is where the time in American history, or human history, that all these inventions were created. That's a paint wheel where he takes the paint.
No, what's on the other side of the wall?
On the other side is our audio cabinets for this area.
Yeah, there's just machines, audio.
Just audio stuff?
We gotta go back.
Man, I gotta see it. Oh, looks like a school locker. Are they open back there? Not really, huh?
Now the next show scene right here is called steam press. This steam press right here is the first part of the experience. It was actually built on the patent drawings. The reason that steam press is here is because it powers the first
Which one?
That's why we did this.
Split the euro straight. Liberty is straight.
Just straight there.
But not you go straight like Morocco, the Caribbean. So we gave the context to when these things are having more frame frames. So right now, starting from the
Okay, now this is our telegraph show scene right here. In the telegraph office right here, the message on the telegraph machine is an authentic message. It was the message that was sent over by wire when the Transcontinental Railroad came together in the Midwest and they drove that golden spike. They sent the same message out across the wires back then. It's the same message being played out now. The logbook over on the far desk and the logbook right here are actual telegraph logbooks from the 1800s. And I do mean the early 1800s. Feel free to take pictures, folks. While people are taking pictures, I'm going to explain to you the next show scene. The next show scene over on the left, and that is telephone. So we went from the telegraph machine, which put instant communication at great distances. We went to the telephone, which brought communication into the home. Kind of personalized it. That's an actual 1898 Magneto switchboard, telephone switchboard. It was supplied to us from AT&T.
Where's that thing? The little antenna's up. It's got antennas up.
Picture isn't going to turn out like
What's a picture?
I don't know if it's coming up. Oh, wait. Bobby, do it one more time when we're talking about the flag.
Back up and see if we can get the guy.
Okay. I think they scared everybody.
Somebody back there.
Soda?
the sheriff round up to us.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next show scene.
Okay.
Better could be a time to go here.
Won't take it without flash.
Oh wow.
It won't do it without flash.
I'll let you know next time I do it.
Okay, hurry up or you're
Okay, so after the telephone, next we had the radio. The radio brought communication into the home also. This was something, entertainment sort of type of communication. Then came cinema. We went out and saw the movies, the silent movies. Then we went to the, so we got color movies and different things, full-length movies. And next comes the TV. And
Wait, now why do we have Snow White? Because it's the first animated picture?
Right.
Okay.
first animated
She said she was going to ask you.
Yeah,
So I just want to make sure.
She's been through the 20 traditions.
Was 20K the first action film of the night or something?
These windows are suspended.
White 20K? Star Wars. Remember they used to have Star Wars with the period about ship where they captured Princess Leia and the two ships battling. That's what it used to be, and then they went to this.
I always saw this.
Okay, if everybody are coming up here, I'm going to show you the next hidden Mickeys. We don't really consider hidden Mickeys.
Hope they're better than the last one. Don't you?
Everybody will take a look at the desk over there, and on the wall you're going to see a Mickey Mouse alarm clock.
Oh,
On
yeah.
the wall, hanging on the peg, is a Mickey Mouse ball cap. Those are our other hidden Mickeys. We just have the one in the Bible, and then we have those two right there, and the connections shows in. This is called connections. We're talking about Disney.
The Disney Bible.
You see the fiber optics?
Yeah.
So,
I like this globe thing up here.
Send everybody's allergies off to the world. I don't know if I really want to see like aesthetics, you know.
I know.
That's one thing I mean, could you hear the stories
they
about
did the rehab, they added a lot of lasers in here. Lasers are used in the place of lights right here in our fiber optics. Right here, the blue and red lights you see bouncing back and forth, that's lasers in fiber optics. Now, the lasers can't hurt you, but they can temporarily blind you if they strike you in the eyes. So we have what we call laser vaults located throughout the ride wherever there's laser systems being used. If the infrared beams are broken, it causes a shutter to come down over the lasers, and they won't be seen. They're still on, but it just blocks the laser from being seen. And the reason we don't want anybody to get temporarily blind is because they tend to fall down the stairs. You're going to see the stairs in Zone 3, where we don't want them to fall down. So that's the reasoning behind that. The lasers here, the argon, which is red, are only 15 watts. It's not a whole lot. The krypton lasers, which are the green ones, are only 5 watts. So they're not that dangerous, but they can temporarily blind you and cause you to lose your balance. So we don't want that here. So we're going to move on into the network tunnel. Yeah, there was. There used to be one behind the curtains, and it's still there. They just covered it.
What was it?
Oh, really?
What's behind it?
It used to be where the black gentleman is sitting at the desk and he's looking up over the nerve center of
I guess that's the hole where he used to sit.
Yeah, it is. It's a hole where he fell through, huh?
Drawing the little thing. PC at home and PC at office.
Why isn't it still there?
Because it went through rehab.
They replaced it.
This one here is still here, but it's just covered.
Network
The black man with the World Center.
Getting low on my first battery.
I saw every ride like this on every ride.
Oh, I think it's neat. I think it's neat.
scary wondering what's going on.
Oh, wow.
This is called the network tunnel. This is to simulate you're being shot out into outer space. You're supposed to be turned into a whole matter of communication device here, and you're going to be shot into outer space into our planetarium. Right here, this is as high as you go in the planetarium, the 115-foot level. Okay, it's 11 and a half stories up in the air. This is as high as we go. The rest of it is planetarium. From here to the 180-foot level is planetarium. It's the world's largest planetarium at 150 feet in diameter. The next largest one will be in Russia, and that's 95 feet in diameter. We have the world's largest star ball that had to be especially built just for planet Earth, or Spaceship Earth right here. Now here, the star ball, we're going to show that to you, the thing that creates the planetarium effect. Now we have the lasers in here. Again, we have lasers in here. They're located in the neon tubes right here. They're located in these little sensors right here. They move along. Those are lasers that are moving. And something else here about the network tunnel, we have another elevator stop. This is our last and final elevator stop, the sixth one. We have 6 of them. And it's directly behind you, behind that curtain there. Sorry about that, Patrick. But it's behind the curtain right there. Yeah, no. Hey, we're going to show you that. We're going to show you. Don't you fall asleep. Can't be doing it. So, we're going to look right up into the planetarium now. Was anybody here in 82 when we first opened? Was anybody here then in 82? Do you remember coming on the ride and remember in the vortex and in here we had a lot of steam, a lot of smoke? Yeah. Okay. They took that out because of the problems with asthmatics that we were having. And so they took that out. Now the spacers were originally built to hold a holographic machine. Each spacer was going to have a holographic projector in it. And it was to shoot 3D images out into the steam. They never worked properly, so they removed them. The spacers. Right, the spacers right there in between the cars right now. So now they're just used for audio. They don't have any projection equipment in them at all. But originally, this right here, remember the vortex? It used to spin. Yeah. All right, it made a lot of people sick and just all kinds of problems. So we turned off the steam and we added what we have now. This one right here used to have a laser up there that would spin, kind of like the eye in Maelstrom, and it made a lot of people freak out. So we turned that off. So a lot of things have changed. We would trial and error, and we would take them out, put them in, take them out, put them in. Kind of like the dinosaur at the Universe of Energy. We used to slobber all over the guests. The guests complained, and we turned that off.
Do you need to check this room if it blew a fuse?
Yeah, where do we go?
I like the slobber all over me.
Yes, some guests just don't have any fun at all.
Really? Don't they know they're at Disney World?
Sounds like some of the ones that we deal with.
Don't get me started now.
We could tell some tales, huh? Okay, what's the hold up here?
Hey, trying to turn.
Whoa.
Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is
There we go. Everybody
rotating
step right on
backwards for your
inside.
return to Earth. Attention travelers.
There we go. Everybody step on in for me out of the tunnel there.
Rotating backwards.
There we go. Be careful of the track there now.
Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating
I
backwards
wish.
for your return
I'd like to be a guest star right
Attention
there.
travelers,
When the ride breaks down.
She doesn't turn off? That's okay.
Not until the show is turned off.
Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention travelers, please remain seated.
Looks like the workshop.
Rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention
Everybody from that
travelers,
point down
please
to the
remain
Gilbert Press
seated.
right
Your
there in that area
vehicle is
where
rotating backwards for your return to
they go
Earth.
through that
Attention
emergency exit door
travelers,
into the
please
stairwell
remain
inside the
seated.
ball
Your
and down
vehicle
the
is
exit.
rotating backwards for your
Everybody
return
from
to
that
Earth.
point all the way down to the
Attention
load
travelers,
area and the
please
vortex and all
remain
that, so it
seated.
shows
Your
them
vehicle
they have
is
to exit back
rotating
to the load
backwards
area.
for your return to Earth. Earth. Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention travelers, please remain seated. Your vehicle is rotating backwards for your return to Earth. Attention travelers.
Thank you.
Hey, wow.
Thank you.
That is the top of Spaceship Earth right there.
Whoa.
Where you see those 3 fans right there.
Mickey stands up there?
Mickey stands up there. I'm going to show you where Mickey goes through. That hatch
Probably
right
right
there is where
there.
Mickey goes through.
What, that hat's up there?
How did Mickey get up there?
Well, we're going to show that to you. Now, to evacuate these cars right here, we have to use what we call bridges. These 2 big metal, heavy things right here. We have to pick them up. 2 operators pick them up, 1 on each end, and one of them has to cross the track right here. Now, we can't step on any electrical devices, grease points, anything like that that might cause us to slip and fall or damage the ride. So, there's a lot of electricity running through. 220 volts of electricity running through our bus bar, which will cause you quite a bolt and a jolt. So, you have to be careful. Can't push anybody, anything like that. So, you're carrying this big, heavy thing and trying to cross the track at the same time. There's nothing to hang on to behind you here. If you fall, this big, heavy thing's falling on you. So, it's, you know, you have to be very careful. You have to have a lot of common sense to work with Spaceship Earth. So, not to say everybody has it. Okay? So, sounds like we just turned the show off on us. Thank you. We're going to move right on down here a little ways.
Yeah.
Cool, I just kind of get out of this layer.
And this is the top of the stairwell also. This is the east stairwell, the top of the east stairwell. And on the other side of the track is the top of the west stairwell.
What does this do? It keeps the guests from that load stepping in between cars.
That's it's between the cars
But they're not
and the
open all.
spacers. Right. They all should be open.
Well, I think that car
that
is
was
just twisted.
rotated, you're right.
Yeah.
So, everybody be careful. Don't touch this switch right here because it will stop the ride. Maintenance will have to come up here and reset it. That's what, if the cars are not rotating properly, it'll strike that and it'll stop the ride. They have to come up here by hand and rotate and see what the problem is.
This shouldn't sound too good.
Here's an example of a maintenance vehicle. They can unzip that and get on the inside of it.
We coming over by you?
Yeah, you can come out both sides, right there, front and back seat.
Is this the attic?
This is the attic, so to speak.
Cool.
The attic of the
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, there you can see it.
This right here is just movie screen material. So there's a switch right there. Shows up a little better.
Could I walk up there? Because the guests can't see that.
See it. Right. Anything out of the guest side? Pardon? Yeah, we're going to all go up there in a minute. This right here, you get to see a view of the downside of Spaceship Earth right here, all the motors. There's 118 of them, like I said, located throughout the ride. You see the track system. The bogey wheel assembly holds the car down to the rails. The rails are hollow. They're pressurized with inert gas, and if the pressurization falls any at all, they know that there's a crack in that railing. And there are different baffles located throughout, so they'll know exactly what section of the railing has a crack or a hole in it. And they can come up and fix it. You can see the wheels directly underneath the cars right there. They rest on a plate, and it just pushes along the plate, which in turn moves the ride. And we're going to move on up here to the top of Spaceship Earth. Everybody watch your step right here. There's
Very good.
the things are nailed into the floor and things.
Good on it.
Please don't run into this right here.
So this is the same concrete ramp that's everywhere else that we're walking up
It's
right
just
now.
one big corkscrew all the way up.
Wow, it's this big?
And so, like, I see track mounts on the floor here. Like, was there originally a plan to do something else?
No, there's these are for the show scenes and they're directly beneath us.
Oh, they're hanging from it.
Right.
What's beneath us?
Oh gosh, I couldn't even tell you.
Oh, uh-oh. That caught him, didn't we?
We got
When we get into that, I'm sitting here racking my brain trying to think of.
Hey, you know, if we all, it's too late up there. Because if we all sat and rotated our flashlights around, we'd look like Pleasure Island.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody, watch your step right here.
God, it's big up here.
This is how you get to go down.
Oh, yes. You go right down like that. You just jump.
Yeah, right.
If you have vertigo, please don't look down right here.
Is this the center?
This is pretty much the center.
Whoa.
The downside right here.
What's under us right now?
Well, under us is where it used to be the space station with the lady sitting inside and the guy working on the satellite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can see her down there.
Just before tomorrow's trial.
Now this is a star ball. It was tailored, made to fit here at Spaceship Earth, and it has all the major constellations laid out on the star ball right here. And it just rotates and the stars move. You'd never know that the stars move unless we were stopped for any period of time. And then it looks like a real sky from the ride. Oh look, there's the big constellation. Ursa. And the guests just totally freak out when they're stuck in the ride on the downside of the ball right here. I mean, they just really get really nervous when you're evacuating and stuff like that. The projectors for the Earth right there, one is for the Earth and one is for the clouds. The clouds are moving on the picture of the Earth right there. The Earth projection? It's a combination of painting and projection. Combination of the two. It's an alien.
Cool. I wonder what the water softener's for over there.
Is that a water softener?
Isn't it?
Like a water heater almost.
What can you see down there? Anything?
The whole thing, this whole ball is probably the most fascinating thing
Oh, to me too, yeah.
ever built.
Ooh.
This is the descending portion going
Right.
back down.
That's where you're. Yeah.
That's actually inside one of the scenes we saw earlier.
Right.
We were inside corkscrewing around going up that
Yeah.
way.
Pretty neat.
I know that.
Too much to see.
It was just basically a cage of pipes that pneumatically pushed you up into the roof right there. And over the railing right there, you could see all the way down to the 52-foot level. Okay. Now they've created a little roof just below us, so you can't see that far down for the laser system. So it's enclosed now, but back then it wasn't. And we've only had 2 Mickeys on the roof. The first one was like in '82, right before we opened. The Imagineers and us took them up there. And the cage back then, I haven't been in this one when it's turned on, so I'll never do it again. But
I volunteer. Yeah,
back then
volunteer.
the cage would do that, it would go shh, shh, shh. As the air pressure would build up and it would push you up. You went up through there and you're just, Mickey was screaming. We were like, we thought we were going to have to climb up the side of the thing and just tie him to the thing. Because you got up there, and there was a couple of Imagineers standing on the roof right there to grab you.
That's a good view.
So they had to pull him off there onto the roof, and then they had to connect him into the little cable stretch around there so they fall together.
Doesn't look anything like this when you ride it.
No.
This is way better than the ride.
Pardon?
This is way better than
Oh,
the ride.
by no comparison, huh?
Second time it was a girl. The other one. But she wasn't too happy either.
Well, like the
I can barely tell
She got a lot more
the lookout of the contemporary, more or less, looking straight down, thinking,
Really?
trying to figure out where you're walking. It was bad enough standing up there, but with a costume on, you gotta be kidding.
Can you imagine how big this is up here?
Like a little basketball game down
It sure could.
bicycle. My legs are very big.
funny, this huge space.
Yeah.
Just use like a third of it now.
You wouldn't think this would be up here. You all right, Tejal?
Yeah, I just don't know if Jeff would be smart enough to get through this.
Well, Dennis is talking about the ones we deal with.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're talking an average guest here. The ones that have common sense of book on trip. Yeah, those all the Brazilians. Oh my God, we have to have them sign clearance forms before they do this tour. Like jumping off buildings or something. Ooh, wee. That's almost as good as looking straight down.
You remember the ship was there, the lady sat there? Yeah. Karen. It's there. It's still there up there. It's just painted.
Oh, really?
See, there was that hole. Here we go. Come on down to the show scene right here.
Wow.
Do some more talking so we can get everybody down.
I think that feels like mountain climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, what is it up here? Remember, they used to have that big spaceship.
I remember
Yeah.
it. I don't see what we're talking about.
I guess it's right above us here.
Okay, now this is known as Zone 3 here at Spaceship Earth. This is the hardest zone to evacuate.
Oh, wow, yeah.
People to evacuate, and we're going to show you why. Eric, where you at?
He's hiding.
There he is! Stand up, Eric, so I can see you. Eric, if you'll open the doors carefully there and let somebody step inside the car there for me.
Oh, gee, I guess that's
Now, if 4 people, 2 in the front seat and 2 in the back seat, can get inside for us.
okay.
You guys want to ride down?
2 in the front.
I'll here, hold
Go
it.
for it, Lisa. Please watch your step there.
Oh, God. I can't even get in here.
Lisa, you got the camera?
No. Oh, my God.
You're recording us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the guests are sitting here in this car just like this, okay? And we have to evacuate them out of the car. Okay?
Give me your hand.
Now,
She has to get in first. It's
okay. Now, what we would do is we would have the people in the front seat to stand up first. So
Oh,
please
God,
stand
is
up
that-
inside the car, folks.
Oh, God.
Now, we want you to look down and watch your step, but please step over the space here onto the stairwell.
Oh, my God.
Please be very, very careful.
Okay.
I guess when they do.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
That's a
Okay.
hot bar there, buddy.
Ready? Set?
Jump.
Please don't touch that one.
Now, folks, remember what I told you before about the lady from India? Picture that, okay, as these folks are trying to get out of the car. And she's about 70 years old. Okay. Okay, now the back seat. Please stand up inside the car. Look down and watch your step on the stairwell here. Now, notice they don't have a flat stairs. They have to step out onto the steps.
Why?
Okay, we can't have them sit down on the floor. The older ladies will try to sit on the floor and step out, and their hips get jammed in this doorway. And we have to come down here with a Crisco and grease them up.
So that's what all the cables were upstairs for?
It takes us a good 45 minutes to an hour to get everybody out of the building.
That's pretty quick.
Okay? So that's how that's done. We're going to see another part of Zone 3 right here that is extremely difficult to evacuate. But first I'm going to explain a little bit about this show scene right here. The first show scene that on the downside right here is called Current Events. That's that screen that's supposed to give the illusion of floating in space. So when you're coming down backwards, you're seeing current events just floating in space right there. And that's updated occasionally with the most current events occurring in the world today. Now that little black box right there, right above the screen right here, that's our what we call the cone laser. It's our lasers, argon and krypton, and they're spinning. And it gives you the illusion that you're traveling back in time, back to the present day from the future and such and so forth. And normally our steam is working, which are those things directly above that. But it drips on the guests, and occasionally they're working on it, and that's what they're doing right now. This virtual classroom directly above you right here That's supposed to be a high-definition movie screen, okay? But it's quite fuzzy most of the time because it's banked. And you can't have a high-definition screen that's banked. It has to be perfectly flat for it to work. Normally, if the show was running, they've already turned the show off because we weren't fast enough. But normally I would show you a high-definition TV screen. It looks like it's three-dimensional. I mean, it is so good-looking. You can just, like, step right into the screen. It's so real-looking. And it's something like, I think the normal TV has like 400 lines resolutions on the TV right there. Something like that.
525 in America, 600 in Europe.
Okay. And the high definition are something like 4,000 to 5,000. So there's a big difference right there. And this is called virtual classroom. This is supposed to be the classroom of the future right there, where they're taking field trips with virtual reality, that sort of thing. Okay? Now, the space station right here that you guys noticed, the young lady used to sit in the window right there, the guy used to sit right here on the satellite working on it.
Yeah, I was disappointed with first day training.
Makes you want to go home and try that, don't you? It's a new space thing. You guys have housekeeping?
Hear me back there. I know it's kind of hard to hear, but if you'll notice car number 84 right here, instead of stepping down, now they're going to have to get up on the seat and step out. So it's below the stairs. So that's another reason that we want to make sure that those doors are closed.
What are all these rotating antennas?
There's just little lights you see.
Oh, is it?
There you come
Okay.
down.
Oh, the diving stars?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, you may know the answer. Where did they come up with the word Spaceship Earth for this attraction? I've
Because
never...
it's like our planet is supposedly like the Spaceship Earth through, outer space.
Well, I was wondering, they come up with an idea of this funky little golf ball, and it looks nothing like Earth. I've had several guests ask me that. It's universe of energy. Yeah, but this is a Spaceship Earth. And then when you come down here, there's a Spaceship Earth somewhere. It's a dark spaceship.
Yeah, that's what
Made it sound like it was a planet. Really, a planet.
it's supposed to be like we all belong to the same spaceship. Or it's the same
How much was this attraction built? Can't remember. $1 billion to build that thing.
That's someone new. It's spelunking.
Be careful your head, right? You're having this.
Okay, now this show scene right here is called the neighborhood vignettes. A vignette is a form of artwork that is overlaid by another form of artwork to create one piece. All right, here we have the foregrounds right here, which are actually there. The background that you see there is a reflection from above us, on the ledge above us. So it's kind of like at Horizons with the birthday party where everybody's singing happy birthday. It's the same thing there. It's also the same thing at the Haunted Mansion, stuff like that. Stuff is being reflected from above the angle. And we've got lots more lasers here and everything.
Do you see them?
Cross over to the 52-foot level. The 52-foot level is the only level.
Are they three-dimensional?
You can stand in a room with both doors on each side of the room open. You can see the cars going down one side and coming up the other side.
What are you taking a picture of?
This called Pepper's Ghost. What's going on here?
Pepper's Ghost.
Yeah, do you know that technique?
Pepper's Ghost?
Yeah, it's the same technique that's used all the way over in the ball.
Oh, is that how it works in the ballroom?
Pepper's Ghost is normal. This image on the top.
Yeah.
Jeff, right there. Not Jeff. It's up Jason.
Yeah, it's right there.
And it's being reflected on
The
that.
monster's teeth are there, the doctor's over there.
Yeah.
I want to see. Can we open this, Lamar? giant highlight thing. This looks like one of those highlights.
She's going to order about 6 copies more once she gets them developed.
That'll be a lot of fun.
But it's our ransom note to get back in.
I got a picture of the break
We're
room.
not bringing them until we come back. That's right.
So as soon as we get on the ride.
Oh, that is cool. Look at that.
Everybody come on over to the
Look
other
at
side
that.
right here.
Super.
Now behind that door right there is our laser room. There's only one laser that shoots all the lasers throughout the building that are required by fiber optics. This is a fiber optic net right here. This is called communication net. Imagineers had went to great pains to get these things coordinated so they look like a vortex going backward. I'm telling you, they spent a lot of time trying to program this.
Like you're sitting on an airplane.
Mm-hmm. Global neighborhood. It's the same as downstairs. A lot of lasers there. It's real pretty city. I mean, this is my favorite.
Stereo wire going to the speaker.
We had a little extra wire there. Just bundle it up.
It's amazing how much wires they have here and how they can figure out what goes with what.
Look at this. Look at this thing.
Speakers on the thing.
You should take that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You can see it on the right. Everybody step on in here so we can get everybody in.
I'm thinking about going over and get some water too.
Everybody grab you a drink of water if you want. And that wheel right there so they can locate any car located in the building and know what scene it's at.
Does that rotate?
It rotates, yeah. They can move it. That just tells us where the
Use two special marks on it. The
Oh, you
audio test,
can move it. It doesn't move by itself. It doesn't move by itself.
We move it, we move it. We just set the car, we know it's sitting out, and we go to these two sides here, and we can tell where every car is in the area.
That way they can time it as to how long it'll take to come back around to a certain point wherever they need to work on it. So there is a maintenance pit here that they can go up under the cars while the cars are over them, and they can work on the car. And they have a console right here, just like the one down in the load area. They can control it from up here as well as down there. This is the 52-foot level. We have 2 other levels. One below us is 40-foot level, and the one below that is 28-foot level. Those are our 3 real maintenance levels that we can work on. Yeah, that's the elevator right here. That's a stop room for. So we're going to just kind of take a quick peek over here. Looks like they're getting ready to put a car on the ride.
Why does it go like this?
Everybody watch your step right now. Watch your step here.
So Lamar, this is this point where they take the cars on and off right here.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a crane up there above you, a big girder. It just reaches out over the rails.
Where?
And they have to connect the front car and the back car behind the car that they're taking off because they have to keep tension on it, otherwise all the cars will end up in the load and unload area.
Oh, hello.
So there's just one big chain. Everybody can come up here and take turns taking a look under here.
Under
Step
here?
inside here and then step back out. Actually, we'll just go ahead and walk on.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Oh, what's up here?
Like they fix the cars.
Oh, under the track?
Yeah.
That's neat.
Oh.
You're underneath the rocks in the Caveman scene.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Behind the Christmas party.
Coffee. Coffee.
No, I'm gonna just circle around.
Coffee. It smells good. Right there. I know.
I smell it.
There you go. Mike's home.
They keep the coffee in the lockbox.
We got how many stairs? And we got the 20,000 liters.
We'll know how many stairs there are when we get to the stairwell because it's cranes on the wall.
What 20K?
Okay, everybody move on. Everybody move on.
We stump Lamar.
When the lights are out, when the ride's running, the only lights in here will be the black lights. So this place kind of glows in the dark, and they have paint in here so they can see their way around. They can move around in the dark. So during the ride, these are the rocks. And there's the projection equipment. The screen for the projection equipment is right over here. And of course, the rides right there. We're getting ready to activate the ride, which is okay now because we're going to be in the stairwells from now on. We're not going to be anywhere near the show scenes. They can't run the ride unless we're out of the show scene area. So,
Can you turn the lights up in here?
you can turn the lights off up here, but they don't because they work on it all night. The next time that the lights will be turned off will be right before we open, when we come in the morning. We have to come in like an hour and a half, 2 hours early to start up the ride. Because we have to check everything, make sure it's working, and then we have to
How
ride
long
through
does it
and
really
walk
take
through.
to power it up and
And it can be start right away, but the reason that we're in so early is because we'll usually have problems with audio or show lights or mechanics or some kind of problems will show themselves. We have to get that taken care of before open. Otherwise, we'll have a late opening. The late opening.
Because we walk through it and then we ride through it just to make sure that everything is show ready for the guests. And we come in so early so that if there is anything wrong, maintenance has time to take care of it. Because if we came in like 15 minutes before the ride opened and then we open the guests, we do 101.
Is this all cemented?
That's a caveman scene right over there.
Is it all cement?
Not available to the guests. 102 means normal operation. So if you hear 101, that means we're not available to the guests. Okay?
you don't want to be one,
Especially in the morning.
I'm gonna move back on after
well, an early opening morning, right?
Early bird, no less. Actually, no, we're right now. Slow poke back here.
Well, you're the one who got ahead of us.
How did I?
Because you didn't follow the book.
Hi.
Could be exciting, couldn't it?
It's because I don't have a flashlight, and I don't have a friend who has a flashlight.
He's up there.
Now I'm your friend.
Normally when you're on the ride right here, this whole wall right here opens and closes. It's just a big door. They can pull it closed, and then we also have a curtain right here so they can turn the lights on, and the guests won't see it. The light won't show underneath the door or over the door. Got everybody now? Okay, we're going to go into the stairwell down to the next level. The elevator they're working on right now, so we're not going to be able to take the elevator down, which we would normally do, so now we're going to hoof it. Which is not that bad, because you're only on the 52-foot level.
Attention, Spaceship Earth is rapidly activated in 1 minute. Stand clear of vehicles, trackside equipment. If you have a problem with this, contact me at 6637 around Simplex.
Yes, we're stuck on this side now. I don't think he has a problem with it.
These are the motors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these are.
Cardboard, huh?
I know. Wow.
Wow,
it's neat.
Eric's with our Lone Star.
Quite a few. All right, now this is the 40-foot level. The 40-foot level and the next level down, the 28-foot level, are known for 2 things, or actually 4 things, actually. It's an elevator stop, maintenance storage areas, or car storage areas, and we have an audio room on this level. But the main thing about this level here is that we have a crossover from the east stairwell to the west stairwell. So we go from one side of the bowl to the other in the stairs. There's only 2 levels that do that, 40-foot level and 28-foot level. Otherwise, on the other levels, you're going to have to cross into the show scenes where the guests are. Okay? The guests will come down through these stairs. The stairwells go all over the place in here. There are rooms, there are hydraulic rooms, mechanical rooms, maintenance bays, storage areas, office space, blueprint rooms, audio rooms. It's incredible. Stairwell rooms, air handler rooms, water softener rooms. It's just amazing. It goes on and on. And we used to, back when we trained in the early days, we used to have a scavenger hunt where we would send the trainees up here. We'd go to lunch and come back like an hour and a half later, and they still hadn't found anything. We'd have to come up here searching for them. This is the audio room.
Yeah, really. Got lots of work to do.
Get rid of Jeffrey.
Yeah.
There's no way to go up.
This is our high definition TV screen right here. Obviously it's not on because the show's not on, but I wish the show was on. I tried to go through as quickly as possible. It's just not possible with 20 people. This is our audio system right here. With this system right here, we can monitor every show scene, every sound that's made inside Spaceship Earth. From the horses in the Roman road scene, we can listen to them neighing. We can listen to people breathing. We can listen to the fire crackling. We can listen to background music, foreground music. I mean, everything. We can listen from this system right here. Each one of these sound cards carry a different sound. And then they have other audio rooms stationed throughout the ride with the same thing. This is the control center that we can listen to. You guys are welcome to look around a little bit if you like. I'm just going to move out so other people can look at it.
Actual music, future music, the future music. Yeah. Up ramp. Phoenician 3, Age of Invention, Man in Space, down ramp area 2.
Okay, everybody ready? We're going to go on out to the stairwell down to the 28th. Actually, we'll go through the maintenance and power skids. Yeah!
Hey guys, here's a mirror. Hello.
And this is one of our many power substations right here for powering the ride. Remember the movie Jurassic Park where they had to pump the breaker to get it to go on? Well, this is the same system right here. This is only one of the many that are located throughout Spaceship Earth right here. This is also the same level that maintenance stores a lot of the equipment, like extra motors, extra wheels, things like that. You'll see them on this level as well. We're going to circle around the stairwell. We're going to come back out into the hallway that we were in, and then we're going to go down the other stairwell to the 28-foot level, which is the next level down. There are other rooms located off of these rooms here, but there's just so many that we're just going to stick to the main route right here. But there are a lot of rooms up here. There's a lot of space. There's 2.2 million cubic feet of space inside Spaceship Earth, and the ride only uses about 3/4 of that. So the rest of it is all off space, stairwells, empty space that's not even used. I mean, the training, we go into little cubby holes, I still get lost. I come out in places I never knew.
I've been on the stairwell going up. I thought it was a 2-foot level, going up and down, up and down. Then I realized that the only way you can access the room I was trying to get to was the elevator.
All the railings of the audio tube.
Watch your head. You gotta see that. You gotta echo that.
Like that means something, huh?
Well, it means we're not there. That actually gives you a good idea how much space there is. Almost nothing there.
41 feet. 28 foot like the very bottom of the wall. Basically every 2 hours.
We're going to go for the next level down. The east stairwell. How many get on? How many wardrobe from the right?
So you 7, only 2.
Like a wardrobe.
Oh, you got the animation in here.
Load 1, signals to load 2, how many are in groups to load 2 now? They know where they're going. 4, 2, or whatever. You don't know?
They don't know. In the morning, you understand they haven't been asked this question, but it's 8:30 at night. They haven't been asked this question before today. And they still haven't got it. There we go.
Okay, we got everybody now?
Almost.
Everybody move forward just a little bit here so we can get everybody in back there.
Oh, we know we're going to end up pop up and evacuate for sure.
Wow, hidden room.
A line. Zigzag. It's a English term, isn't it? They just love that word.
Okay, now this is the 28-foot level for Spaceship Earth. We're right in the bottom of the ball right here, right where it rounds out on the bottom of the ball. This right here is our vehicle storage room. We keep extra spaces in here. The infrared eye on the bottom right there, you can see it if you look on the other side, it's got a little ceramic or glass eye. That's where it catches the infrared for the audio. It brings it in here and separates the audio, digitized audio from the infrared laser. Sends it out to the car. Yeah, that's the car. Like a brand new stuff right here. Retail, something like that. Switch down the right. Take it up to the 52-foot level and switch it out. They bring the ones that have to be rebuilt back down here. Here you can see a maintenance vehicle that has lights on either side. You can turn the fluorescent lights on and work in the track. No problem. Like if we have broken wells somewhere, they can pull that over the broken well and just set their well up in the track. Okay? We're going to head this way into the main computer room.
Yeah,
part of the ball. This is right here.
Just like the bowels of the earth then?
I guess so. It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Oh, man.
Look down and see the sliding glass doors for the gift shop.
Oh, cool.
They're right over the queue area.
Could you imagine a sprinkler system going on in the water being like...
What did you say? She's an 8-foot ball python? Yeah. Bobby, you're psychotic. I'm not, my husband is.
Backing out already, huh?
That's as far as it is. Wow. Get out of your way, you can get in better.
She's getting a great shot for here right there.
Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off.
That's where we waited for Wendy that one day. That's right.
Going out there?
Oh, well, yeah. Go ahead. Where are we? Oh, I thought it was a
Gateway
big
gift
hole.
shop is right down
Yeah.
below.
Did you actually go in there?
Yeah, they can climb around in there and replace bolts and stuff like that. If we have any leaks in the gutter system, they can get in from here and then work their way up. But most likely they'll go out the door upstairs.
Those joints, are they strong enough to hold a person's weight?
Oh yeah, they're very strong. They support weight with each other because of the shape.
All right.
They just support each other. Very strong. Always lock your door, right? Some kind of electrical
It's a
cord
small
there.
piece of, looks like number 2 or 4.
Some kind of electrical system there. All right, now we're going to go into the east stairwell and down the stairs here, down to the load area.
Oh, the monster from Aliens has been here. So all the corrosion, it's eaten through the grate there, and it's eating the bearing out
Yeah, I
there.
could see that.
I'd sort of be worried about that one.
Okay, I guess it's going to freeze up any day, huh?
Well, that doesn't look real tasty right there.
What's that, just corrosion?
Well, yeah, the monster from Aliens is in here. See this grate right behind him right there where it's all ate through? Way more interesting than the grate, right? It's way more interesting than the grate.
Follow the arrows, huh?
You can find those idiot lights there.
We couldn't find the
Arrows, come on, come on.
couldn't find the arrows.
Follow the yellow brick road. Come on, guys.
Okay, we got everybody now? All right, where's Brian?
Crazy old Doreen.
He's coming, it's Brian.
There it is, Brian. Yay! Made it. Okay, everybody look down and watch your step.
Watch you and end up by stroller.
Where's the numbers on the stairs?
My background is merchandise, but I've just recently been trained on Spaceship Earth.
So you're going to be an operator?
How many? You count to 2.
Like lose a guest and you're like, hey.
Oh, gee, this place is familiar. Oh, cool. This is how the vortex started.
Normally it takes an hour and 15 minutes, but usually I have 10 people. Right. And we usually break the tours into 2 groups. Because we only had one tour guide.
I'm good, drunk.
Okay, we got everybody, I see. Now, do we have any questions so far? No? Pretty much everything I got?
What was the original cost to build this?
Original cost, I have no idea. I know that they borrowed from banks all around the world, so I have no idea what it cost. But
Who was the original sponsor of it?
the original sponsor was Bell, and then they split AT&T and Bell, and it became AT&T then. But they just, on the rehab, they just redid our VIP lounge on the backside facing the fountain there, and it is nice. I mean, it looks like a 4 or 5 star restaurant up there. The floor is like a crystal, and it lights up. It's got different colors of neon underneath it, and nighttime the floor changes colors. It's constantly changing colors. They have cameras up there that are touch-sensitive screens that you can move the camera on the top of the building to anywhere and watch the fountain show or the laser show. Or
So how do you get up there? I mean,
well, right now, well, see, that's run specifically by AT&T. We don't have any part of that other than just touring our trainees and things
so
like that.
only their
up there.
sponsors can use it,
Right. And what they do is their guests will come out. Anybody working for AT&T or anybody that has a pass from somebody that works from AT&T can get in. And they're taken up there Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and are basically backdoored up to the ride. They can sit up there and have a soft drink. They also have conventions up there. This place is large enough to have a convention from 200 to 500 people. It's got a large meeting room up there that can split up into 3 theaters. And it has TV screens in the wall, and it also has the big screens that come down on the ceiling. Everything is digital up there. Everything is operated by computer up there, from the lights to the stuff itself that operates the movies and things like that.
Did they rehab it when they rehabbed
It's much
My
nicer.
husband said it was no big deal
Much
before.
nicer. It is now. They got a full bar up there, a full kitchen.
Catering is constantly in and out of there.
I think it's because I've been up in the whole GE one.
GE's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is much nicer. This is the nicest one on Disney property, as far as that goes. Now, I think that the Living Seas has a very nice one. If any of you have been there, that one is very nice. It faces the tank and everything, and everything's done in nautical.
Right now, it's not sponsored. Well,
It's convention sales.
yeah, we
Well, if you have any questions at all,
How much you can charge for that?
I don't know how much the company would charge for it if it makes it to the guests.
He said that the one at
What's that?
Goes for you or?
Yeah, if you guys want other tours, you can call, what's your number? 7846 is Christian's number. That's one of our supervisors.
560.
Yeah, 560-7846. Leave a message with him, and I'll get back in contact with you. It's every Monday night at 9:30. I can take up to 20 people. We are booking up very quickly. Okay, very quickly, and I'm booked up for like the next 4 Monday nights. So the end of February, the last 2 weeks of February, I think may still be open. So other than that, you guys are going to have to really be quick because
How far are you doing them? I mean, are you going to keep doing them in March and April?
I don't know, just until we get the okay, to see whether the guests or not. If it's not okay for the guests, we'll just keep on doing it. Until we get to. I've got managers from Magic Kingdom wanting to take their whole business unit on it. So.
What's the business unit?
A business unit? The parks are now broken up into business units. Instead of Future World being one business unit, now we're Future World Center, and we include Spaceship Earth and everything in Future World Center. The gift shops, foods, anything like that is involved in this area.
Parks used to be very discipline specific, so it was attractions,
Custodial
it was merchandise,
was one area.
it was custodial. Now we put lines on the map, and everything that falls within those lines is managed by one group.
Well, kind
So-
of like the resorts do, have
Right,
always
right.
done,
So we work a lot better
merchandise,
now.
food,
Right.
and
So now,
The hotel
custodial, we
itself.
know our custodial people. They
Right.
answer to the same supervisor now.
Right.
So custodial, they do a great job in here now.
right, because
we
you're
know
all a
each other.
team now, instead of
Yeah.
being custodial does all of this,
Right.
but it's custodial for Spaceship Earth.
Right. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses and why they do this.
In Future World Center, we have 1 attraction, 5 merchandise locations. All
Those seats, stand clear of vehicles, track and side.
But we'll bring a picture back. Great, thank you so much.
He said it's easier if you come around this way.
Easier to have to say?
Good night.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Oh, enjoyed having you.
Kind of nippy out here.
Is the bus somewhere I can get ready? Okay, never mind. Yeah, still where I am.
Well, it was fun.
No. He's at work. He's at work.
You got your mom's car?
Yeah. Thank you.
We were gonna come. We were gonna come and get you.
I know, but I have to use it for work tomorrow, so I've got to turn it off!
I just got
It's over!
I've got about 3 more minutes of tape.
It's over!
Already?